Hello there, you're listening to the Thoughts and Knots podcast. I'm Zol. Although I have doubts whether people actually call me Zoli Moli, but then at the same time, it's kind of embarrassing. People like calling someone by their nickname, we're not even that close. But then, yeah, whatever. And before, as usual, like how I would start. How is life? I hope y'all doing great. Well, because I think we're kind of getting used to whatever is going on. I mean, not really good, but we're just kind of getting used to it. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure because I haven't been in touch with people that I used to know. I really haven't been catching up because myself, I started a new chapter that I started working as a motion graphic designer at Creative Match Studios. I love it. I love a lot of things from the work or whatever, the studio that I'm in. Because, well, not only that we have a virtual office, I myself get to do something that not only that I know, but I enjoy doing. As much as I make mistakes or there are technical problems that I can't solve, I'll need to solve it, or I need to actually buy a new PC. By PC I mean a PC build, with the a cool ones. And by that I mean because this particular laptop, it's not doing well, because one of the reasons why I stopped doing or halt my episode uploading podcast is because this laptop got virus, ransomware, and everything's gone. It cannot be accessed. However, I reboot it, so everything's gone. It should be fine, but then somehow there is still problem, so I kind of need a new PC. And if you know a thing or two or a lot about PC build, which can actually support After Effects, Adobe as softwares, if you know, do hit me up by giving me a list so that I can actually just buy it. Although I do realize that there are certain parts of PC that is actually super duper expensive at the moment, because everyone's working from home and then everyone's starting their online business or streaming. So pretty much the demand price, I guess, if that's what people say, is making the parts expensive. So before that, I actually wanted to talk about a lot of things. I actually uploaded an episode, but I deleted it. Not deleted it, I put it in drafts because it sounded stupid. By stupid, I mean I don't feel like that is me. So I kind of put it on drafts. If you want to listen to it, I mean, it's about talking about the current situation, nationwide, national news, cerita tempatan, berita tempatan, whatever you call it. And it sounded very depressing, and I can't deny that everything is messy around. I won't really talk about it. If it's one thing, I want to graduate from talking about politics and news. I mean, I can talk about it if it's important or I feel like I need to talk about it, then I would. But one thing that I know is that whenever I talk about politics, I sound stupid because I do not know the base of it, but I know what happens instead of knowing the behind the scenes and everything. But we all have brains. All I can say is that it's messy. It's messy and it's just stupid. Well, it is important to know. Yes, I do know a few things now. Congratulations all. But talking about it makes you sound stupid. And it doesn't really... it does not really expand the conversation. You just end up talking shit about it because, as I said, it's just messy. I mean, we can talk about social issues, the messed up things, like the racism, the deaths of like we all know. I think we all follow. Well, I forgot, but we all kind of follow similar accounts that kind of talks about corruption. So I think we all know, we are very well informed. And as much as I am also informed, I just feel like whenever I talk about it, I speak my, it's not really filtered. So that's why I feel like, what, you're being stupid. So you're being too blatant about how you feel. So it's like, it's kind of, I know, I feel bad for people who are listening. Yeah. So for this episode, other than that, I wanted to talk about life chapters with people and you. And I think that might be in the next one because I want to talk about life chapters. But I think I'll put that in drafts. If you think that is interesting, do tell me, I guess, in whatever form of messaging, either comment or message, whichever lah. So, as of recording, I actually just binge watched the whole Loki series. Is it a series or a season? I'm not sure what to call it, but I binge watched Loki. Whoa. I must say, I liked it. By like it, I really, really like it. I don't know how to emphasize it because it's a roller coaster of emotion, if that is something. Also, since I'm going to talk about Loki, I'm going to talk about the whole season, but pretty much just thoughts or what caught my mind in each episode. So, spoiler alert is what I'm going to put. So if you want to watch Loki, do watch it first, and then if you want to listen to this one, then do listen, because it's about Loki. And what I'm trying to say is going to be a very spoiler episode in this episode, spoiler podcast in this episode, so that pretty much do watch at your own whatever thingy-majiggle. So let's just jump. Not really jump. Let's just start talking about it because I really love. It's just 6 episodes, but then each was like 50 minutes average. And I'm like, wow, can't believe I just binge watched in one night. I'm the type of person who binge watch rather than having to wait another week. I would rather wait for a season to finish, then I would watch it. Unless if I'm watching or if I have to wait a week for something, I want to do it with friends, because by friends or anyone who watches it along, because when an episode finishes, you want to talk about it. Like, what you're going to think about, what's going to happen next. You want to have that discussion because it's fun. We want to be geeky about the things we love. Yeah, this episode is going to be a bit geeky, I think. I'm not sure how it's going to be, but yeah. So, what happened? Okay, let's go with episode 1. The aesthetics. I wanted to talk about the aesthetics. I mean, it's important when you do something like a series or movie. At the start, you really need to set the mood, and I really like the brown, orange, gold aesthetics and the fallout. It's very futuristic, but somehow I don't know. There is, if you ever like watch a lot of sci-fi movies, most of it would feel more like sci-fi, and then it's very fantasy, but like, okay, that's not gonna happen. But whenever people make sci-fi-ish or future, the time is set in the future-ish kind of setting. When they use analog machines or things from the past, it kind of grounds that, oh, this kind of seems real, and I really like that. Probably I really love those kind of things. Yeah, that is one thing. One thing I feel is that I really felt bad. Like, I really empathize. I don't know what the word is. Loki himself is like, oh my god, I feel bad for you. By feeling bad, it's like, how do I say it? if you watched it, you know he's a variant because he broke the sacred timeline. So what happened is that since he didn't go according to the sacred timeline, he is a variant. You know what happened again. So what happened was that this particular Loki was not the Loki that had gone through Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok, and Loki himself as a person or a character, he is broken. He is broken, and like he does all these things in order for him to be like, I need love and care and attention, that kind of thing. But what feels bad is that he had to look of like the future of what happened to him. Like he accidentally killed his mom by leading the dark elves to where his mom is. That is one. Second, he, because the particular Loki, the variant Loki that we're talking about, did not really had like a not closure, more like be on good terms, knowing that Thor actually think of Loki a lot more than he thinks. Those kind of things that he didn't realize, but then he had to digest every single thing in one sitting. And that felt kind of like, oh my god. It was like being overloaded with information or truths that actually would make you better, I guess. I'm not sure. But thumbs up and kudos to Tom Hiddleston for portraying that pain he had. Like, I know, because someone said like everything is sci-fi, everything is green screen, but then when he like showed pain of like knowing everything that actually had to happen, yeah, he was like, I know, it's just wow. That is one thing lah. And before that, I know some of these things that I'm going to talk about is pretty much a summary or a report or a repeated whatever, like a repeated quote, I guess, from Instagram posts from, I think if you follow or like anything from Instagram that relates to Marvel thing or movies in general, pretty much there are fan posts or fan theories, fan feedbacks, fan whatever it is. Yeah, pretty much it might be a repetitive, but I hope I don't really do it. But if I do, then sorry lah. That's what I would say. And that's about it for episode 1. It was the setting up of everything. And then episode 2 is where they actually show Sylvie, the Loki that is a girl version. And I only have one thing. Sylvie is cute. I don't know what makes her cute. I mean, is it the short hair? Or is it the horn that is one is that, but the other is chopped off? Or her outfit? Her outfit looks nice. Speaking of outlooks, I really love daggers also. Like the way Loki holds or spin daggers, double daggers. Like, oh my god, I want a pair of it also. Because, I don't know, it just looks cool. I know you just twirl, swirl and everything. Like, oh my god, I want to do that. If anyone knows like where I can find daggers, real or toy, as long as it's heavy enough to just play, like flip, twirl, etc. If you know, then please recommend me or send me links. I hope it's not expensive. Yeah. For Sylvie, legitimately, this is once again, spoiler alert. I think if you're watching this till this point of minute, I think you guys just pretty much already finished Loki. Although I'm kind of a bit way too late, but whatever, because I'm kind of always late for everything. By late for everything, pretty much late for trends or following up. But Sylvie at the final episode, legit, it kind of feels sad because the whole reason for her existence of her character pretty much is because she wants to take down the TVA. But when given the chance, like the opportunity is like in front, like, oh, now I can kill this guy, the guy, he who remains. I mean, I'm sure people are, if you haven't seen it, pretty much you would have like seen screenshots. But then the idea that I get, not the idea lah, the emotion that I get is like, you know how it feels when you've reached your goal and then you lost every reason, like what's next? And there's just a very short portion of the screen, she was shaking. She didn't know what to do, like, oh my god, what now? And like, yeah, I don't know. And then, this is episode 3, when both Loki and Sylvie crashed in Lamentis, the purple planet. That legit made me like, ooh, purple, because once again, I love purple. And as the purple aesthetics, by aesthetics, pretty much it's just everything is just purple, but then it looks so nice. I have a soft spot for purple. This is a very biased review for this episode because it's purple. Speaking of being biased or having a biased review, Deadpool, I think it was Deadpool 2, yeah, when Yukio, I was watching with my friend in cinemas, and he asked me, how do you rate Deadpool 2? Above 10 out of 10. Why? Because Yukio is there. I mean, the moment when this is going away a bit, whenever Wade and Yukio say like, hi Wade, hi Yukio, I'm like, oh my god, that is so cute. And that made me had a bit of bias, like, okay, the movie was so good just because Yukio is there. But then, it's just something that I kind of like because it's super cute. Talking about that sounded super duper embarrassing and stupid, but whatever. But yeah, I really like about that particular episode. You kind of just, I like how the story progresses from being in the dark of like what TVA is, and then showing their propaganda, and then knowing that they are messed up also. Like, wow, with just one line or two dialogues, you literally open up about, oh my god, TVA is messed up, or whoever is behind it. Because if you actually watch like without knowing the ending, I mean, of course, I kind of like, everything is spoiled anyway, but I kind of can just set myself, oh, this is just being in the present of that particular minute of episode, then you kind of enjoy everything. Yeah, and that is something that you should in life. Enjoy the current time rather than having to be paranoid about the future or dwell in the past. Wow. Pretty much I'm getting rusty doing, because yeah, the last episode was like 2 months ago, I guess, and this is like, okay, I recorded an episode, but I took it down because I didn't feel like it was something that I want to put up, so I'm just going to be geeky in this episode, which would sound very weird and stupid. It might be to people, but then it satisfies my own thought, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's just what I wanted to talk about because it's more fun for me. And yeah, I'm not really spoiling a lot, so that if you're like actually listening and you haven't watched Loki, do watch it. but I would actually recommend you to watch it first, then listen. Or if you want to listen and then you just like forgot about the podcast and watch it, then up to you. It really is up to you. So moving on, is like the Nexus event, episode 4. This is where Loki gets sent to the void and then meeting the other Loki variants. This was fun because I don't know, it's just like, oh, there's an alligator Loki. Oh, there's a kid Loki, which is far more superior. There's the classic Loki, there's the boastful Loki, there's the president Loki, there's like a lot of Lokis that he kind of met in that particular world, the void. And what made me like I felt to like, okay, first it was funny, but then it was sad. The funny thing is that when the president Loki, that everyone kind of like, ooh, he is so kind of very cool, he is not really messed up. He is the other part of being like, the ones that like the classic Loki, the classic boastful kid, and then the alligator Loki were the ones that the initial or the current, not recurrent, like the main Loki that they actually grouped up first and then went underground hideout, whatever it is. And what happened is that the main Loki wanted to get out of that place because they were mocking him for trying to bring down the TVA by anything or etc. Whatever. If you've watched it, you remember. But he wanted to take down what you call Alioth, is it? The shadowy, foggy guard dog. And I mean, it's true though what he said, but then of course when you're stuck in a world where you know that you don't really get out, you pretty much given up all hopes. And when someone says something very hopeful, it turns out to sound what you call dream on, as if it is true, yeah, that kind of thing. And when he's about to go out from the hideout, the underground, the main Loki went up, and then there's the president Loki, surrounded by other weird looking Lokis that I don't really identify. I mean, some people might have. If you're very nerdy about it, then you might know. But I couldn't really get it because they didn't actually name every single of them unless you actually just watch the credits, I think. I don't know. But what happened was that, okay, the president Loki wanted to take the hideout, and then why was there? Why did they even know there's such thing? Because there's a rat between the Loki who owned the hideout, and then it turns out to be the boastful Loki. And sorry, my liege. And then he wanted everything, like etc. Blah blah blah. You know what happened? Long story short, pretty much everyone started revealing that they wanted that place for their own good. And yeah, it was funny because it's like, it was I, haha, and then nope, I lied, it was I, and I shall run this place. And then nope, wrong, it is I, and I shall run this place. And it's like a funny revealing kind of thing where like you're the main master, you're the biggest mastermind behind everything, and like once again it turned into chaos where everyone started beating up each other. Yeah, I think that's the funny part. The saddest part is that because from the first episode till the episode episode 4, yeah, till episode 4, the words or the message that or anything that is said to Loki is like pretty much, you are whatever it is, you deserve to be alone because you're full of betrayal, you backstab people. That is what kept on being said to Loki. But then at this point, pretty much the main character is like a different Loki. he wants to trust. He wants to start new. The same how Loki in Ragnarok is like, oh, I can trust you, brother. I can trust you, Thor. Thor now trust me, and now we're happy-go-lucky brothers now. The sun will shine on us, that kind of thing. I mean, that's the but then the fact that it kept haunting the fact of like your life will continuously be full of betrayal and you will be alone, kind of really hit him a lot. Like you kind of feel bad for like, oh my god, you kind of see the character development of, you are a new person, you are a good man now, but somehow it kept on biting back, or it kept on like, you can never run, is what it felt. And like, oh my god. And why I'm actually pointing this out is because I kind of felt that too. Not that I kept getting betrayed by people, it's more that I betray people or I leave people. I mean, it's a different context. It's like, okay, if we're talking about Loki, there's variants, and each variance will be the same, full of lies, a mischievous camp, and pretty much deserve to be alone, that kind of message. I mean, pretty much there would, if there is a variant of me like that, what would be the similar thing is that, not that I betray people, probably not really betray, but I leave people because I cannot stick too long to a group of people. I mean, I kept on saying this in the previous episode, but yeah, that's what I feel. And like, if the fact that I want to start anew, like for instance, from high school to uni to the work life to another work life, if that happens each and every, okay, for instance, uni, a new group of friends, return back, group of friends, everything, there's always something happen, and I'll be the first one to leave because I really cannot handle it. And the fact that, I mean, I would love to go into that, I would love to have a closure on it, but then I have no freaking idea. I don't know. But yeah. It just kind of feels bad when you want to change, but then your fate kind of sticks to you no matter where you go. It just kind of feels bad. But then yeah, among all the Lokis that, okay, there's this the very few, or I think it's episode 2, where they talk about who is superior, and then the main Loki did not want to accept that like Sylvie was the superior Loki, and he was like, now I'm the better, the superior, I'm smarter, because he has that narcissist ego kind of thing. And I think the superior Loki among all is the classic Loki, because his story was sad. Like when in the 4th episode, where he talks about how the TVA got him, or how his story went, because different variants, different story. If you don't know, like, and if you're actually listening and you haven't watched it, but then if you kind of just have watched it, then yeah, kind of different. So classic Loki, he is like, he said he casted a spell so real, the Mad Titan thought it was real. That was kind of like the tip of the iceberg. However, when in episode 5, entitled Glorious Purpose, wait, was it? Oh, Glorious Purpose was episode 1, but then they kept on mentioning, what's your glorious purpose? And I'm like, okay. And then, long story short, the classic Loki was like super duper powerful. By powerful, I mean like, not just in terms of his powers, but in terms of his development also, that I like. Because he said, okay, where was it? He drifted into space and then landed on the stranded planet and then stayed there for a long time until he felt alone. He wanted to go somewhere, then that's where the TV is. Because he said he missed his brother, he was alone, he wanted to know whether his brother, which is Thor, missed him or not. Also, because it's a wonder, it's a thought. And kind of more of a like, long story short, classic Thor is wiser. By wiser, I mean like, it's like, how do I say it? I don't know, it just feels nice to watch him. By like, his story felt like more wow rather than yeah. So yeah. So if you've watched it, of course from 1 to 6 it's a continuous timeline, or I mean it's obvious, like, and there's no way, it's not very one shot episode, one shot, but how does it, in the final episode it was kinda not really an eye-opening, it's more of a what caught my eye in the final episode was He Who Remains, or Kang the Conqueror, or Kang the Non-Conqueror, I don't know who he is, because I'm not that nerdy to dig too deep unless I read about it. But one thing is that he had control. When Loki and Sylvie kept on trying to kill him, he actually knows what's going to happen because he legit lived through that time, or actually just ventured. I don't know how he did it, but pretty much he knew because there's like papers. Oh, when this happen, and then you die. This happen, you die. Pretty much he knows what's gonna happen. And what actually, if you watch it, when the timeline started, when his behind him suddenly starts exploding, and then the sacred timeline started to branch out, which people theorized from Wanda, and also the upcoming movie Spider-Man No Way Home, when they break the pretty much played with the multiverse, which is said that they shouldn't, but then it just kind of broke, and then he was super duper scared because he was not in control anymore. Because he mentioned that he erased timeline, he pruned timelines in order for the sacred timeline, which is the current existing one, to keep its balance without having a multiversal war. And he wanted to keep it that way. But the moment everything starts branching out, he lost control. And I don't know, what caught my eye was more of a, when he lost everything, he lose control. He doesn't know what's going to happen in the future. Like, he knows this is a messed up moment, I don't know what's going to happen. He said one word. He said something. He said he was being honest. Like, he messed up. He does not have the control anymore. And then he said, I like this honesty. He said he liked it, but he was super duper scared. And that is kind of true if you're talking about in real life. Because honesty is a scary thing in real life. So that is why we kept on living full of lies, so that it just somehow, not really we have control. Okay, that is in a sense, yes, but it just we just want to live in a fake reality where we can feel we are actually happy, fake realities. But yeah, it was like, honesty is a scary thing, but it feels nice. It feels nice to open up because I don't know. I had this one time with my co-worker, late night talk, and then we were talking about, we were opening up a lot of things. I opened up a lot of things, my past, how I view things. It feels nice to open up, but it is very scary to feel like you're not, we have this image in front of us where people view, oh, you're kind of cool with this and this and this, and then when they know the behind that image of who you really are, it's just kind of feel like this is scary. I don't know what you're thinking about me. Yeah, this is about real life lah. In the series, and it's a whole different thing. Also, one thing that I felt a bit of a kind of like, no, don't do that, when Loki started liking Sylvie, which felt, it's like a very narcissist kind of thing. But then I can't deny lah. But not really, I can't deny if you like yourself lah. It's more of the idea of like, okay, as much as it's a different person, but then it's a variant of you yourself. So it kind of seemed like, I don't know how to feel. But then same goes to the upcoming Thor movie, which Jane Foster will be or might be, who knows. I'm not sure. Because there's leaked footage, not really footage, more of a like set footage, set images, I don't know what you call it. Jane Foster becomes Thor. And yeah, it's irony that those two are indeed narcissists. But yeah, I think if you're a narcissist and you find a variant of you, if you're very narcissist, pretty much you will love yourself. Or a variant, I don't know what you call it. But yeah. But if it's me, if I ever meet the same me or a variant me, I definitely would push that variant away. Of course, convince everything's gonna be alright, but don't come near me because I hate you. Which means, in another words, it's just me saying I kinda hate myself. Or seeing myself, being myself. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah. Thoughts and knots. What do I think about it? 10 out of 10, I guess? 9 out of 10, good. Pretty much the romance was kinda for me. I'm not really fond of romance thingy, because it's just kinda like, is what I felt. What do I can say about it? What's my take about it anyway? I don't know. I liked it. If we're talking about the series, I liked it. But what do I think about it? Pretty much the emotions, the roller coaster of emotion that Loki had to face or go through. Like, he knows he's a narcissist piece of shit. And then he had to go through a memory loop where Sif, he cut, that particular scene where Sif punched him for, like, because he pranked by cutting her hair, punch, and then kick in the nuts or balls, whatever you call it, and then say you'll always be alone, etc. And he had to loop that memory, and it just kind of like, oh my god, damn, what am I even talking about? I have no idea. And also, this is not really a theory or fan theory. In the final episode, okay, compared to the first or the earlier parts and the final scene, where Kang the Conqueror is actually the statue himself instead of the 3 lizards or the timekeepers, and what shows lah. This is kind of a bit of like a psychology kind of thingy magical, where the earlier or the He Who Remains is actually not really good lah, because his method was a bit kind of, it's practical rather than having to, he said it's not personal, it's practical. what shows is that the fact that the new Kang is messed up because he is not hiding anymore. Like, you know, the statues, like his own statue is up and he's showing himself. And then I don't know, it feels like, okay, that is going to be kind of messed up. I'm not sure if in the next Avengers movies or Marvel movies, not sure how it's going to be, like who's going to be the big villain. But if he is, then how is it going to look like in the final phase? Not really the final phase of this particular phase. Like, what is it going to look like? Is it going to be the multiversal war? And if it's going to be like that again, how? Because we know everyone watched Endgame and it went like that. So how is it going to be? Is it going to be an all-out war again? Which is something that I kind of like thinking about it. Like, how is it going to be? I mean, everyone does that. If you're a fan of everything, you kind of want to expect a lot of things. Yeah. I guess I'll end it here because I'm talking too much. I mean, I can, but then I've been yawning, which is very bad. So I guess that is all from Zolimoli's Thoughts and Knots podcast. It has been Zolimoli でした。バイバイ。